Battle Angel Alita Volume 2 Paperback Edition Review. Spoiler warning, see also a review of Volume 1. In the second of these collections of Yukito Kishiro's classic cyberpunk manga, we see our central heroine taking her own clear path and forging her name in the new field. And we last saw her in what is actually the middle of Volume 2 of the original 9 Tankobon editions, due to Kodansha's decision to release the series in 6 volumes. The cyborg Alita, who works as a hunter warrior, bounty hunter, is trying to search for a missing boy named Yoko. She has fallen in love. Yuka has been trying to collect body parts in the hope of selling them to raise enough money to lead the slums of the scrapyard and travel to the glorious space city, Salem, which is directly above them. However, there are other hunter warriors out there who are also trying to reach Yoko and kill him for one thing in his head. Yoko's injuries are so great that the only way Alita can help him alive is by cutting off his head and attaching it to her life support systems. She is able to keep the brain alive for long enough to get him to the man who will revive her. Dr. Daisuke Ido, who turns Yoko into a cyborg. However, Yoko's betrayed dreams of going to Salem ultimately leads to his ruin. Following this terrible incident, Alita leaves Ido 1 month later, and Ido is still trying to find her, and finally does so in an unexpected place. Alita is no longer a hunter warrior and has taken a new career path entirely into the world of sport. Alita is now a participant in the violent game of motorball, where various robotic and cyborg players fight each other in a roller coaster-like course. Alita's use of her Pansenker's special art skills make her a top player at the level as she finds herself climbing the ranks. However, she has no interest in returning to Ido, so he tries to get close by joining the team of the #1 motorballer on the circuit, Chazogun. The most interesting part of this second collection isn't change and direction of the plot. In the first part, the stories are probably about hunting down criminals and bringing people to justice, but after Alita goes through the love and the loss of Hogo, it suddenly becomes a sports manga, albeit about a sport that is entirely fictional. However, the shift in plot does not offer dramatically changed tune of the story. There is still plenty of action and fighting in these new chapters, but rather than fighting over criminals, the fighting is the arena, with the competitors still a tool up that beat each other up into a pile of bolts in order to get the full size. It is best summed at the words of George Orwell in his 1945 essay, The Sporting Spirit. Serious sports has nothing to do with fair play. It is bound with hatred, jealousy, boastfulness, disregard for all rules and sadistic pleasure in witnessing violence. In other words, it is war minus the shooting. Shooting seems to be one violent act not yet depicted in Motorball, but there are plenty of other weapons to fight with instead, with Alita herself armed with a pair of blades as shown in this collection's front cover. As for the production, the note squeeze between panels and tiny text are still a frustrating feature, but they are more for transition notes in general, but most of Stephen Paul's transition itself is fine. If you're happy with all the changes made between this and original release under the title of GOM, the various fonts used by letterers, Scott Brown and even Hayden are still the best part of the production. The introduction of Motorball and the change in the relationship between Alita and Ido have made this second volume of the new edition an improvement of the first, and hopefully will create more intrigue as the story progresses. 7/10.